Hello, I'm Kirsten. We're going through the major arcana and how to use the cards' energy to manifest your wants and desires in your own life, using for spiritual healing, growth, becoming your higher self. And today we are on the dreaded tower. Everybody is afraid of this card, and I think that it's actually one of my favorite cards. It's my birth card. My birthday is on 16th. It's number 16. It's not an easy card because it's usually misunderstood, and that's what we're going to talk about. So here it is. My favorite description of this card is think of it as the Tower of Babel. And when the Tower of Babel fell, it got confused everybody's language. So nobody could understand each other. Okay, so when we're manifesting and meditating on this card with this energy, the way that I like to use it is you've been so confused this whole time on your own communication with yourself. How conscious are you to your subconscious? Are you going behind your own veil? Are you getting to know yourself within? Remember, right now we're kind of in that working on your shadow self, going through, the dark night of the soul or whatever you want to talk about. But this card, the way that I like to use this card is to really reveal to myself who I am. Once again, the dark side, the inner knowings of who I am. If you notice, these people are jumping out after the crown is lifted and the lightning bolt is directly, see that arrow going into the crown, where knowledge is obtained, where clarity is obtained. And it's like, wow, this tower that you've been living in, this tower that you thought, you were safe in, that's not your safe zone. You're meant to be out of the tower. Okay, so this to me represents a lot of things. In some ways, it represents angels to me because of the lightning strike. One time, a mentor told me when you're trying to work with angels, is if you imagine lightning striking their sigil, right? Their sigil is their identification symbol, okay? And so to me, this is like knowledge coming in, being received, and everything changing. Now, in a tarot spread, it could be very, very different depending on the cards around it. It's usually, most people are like, oh my gosh, the tower is something bad that's about to happen. It could, but the way that we're talking about using it in meditation and how to use the energy for self-improvement is this is like oh my gosh, I am this way for this reason. Holy smokes, this changes everything. Another interpretation I like about this is breaking out of the mold that everybody has put you in. I'm out of here. That's the energy of this card. Now enlightenment has truly set in, and I am free to live within the concrete restraints of this tower. I don't have to do that anymore. This is what did you just say? Like, like that's what I always picture, like with guides. It's like when they show up, it's like, oh my goodness. Now you never go back. You never go back into the concrete tower, looking to be confined, looking to be confused, looking to be hidden from the world. This is also, I love this card talking about, once again, spirituality in who you are. You are divinely made. You are very, this card is at night. I'm like this. Are you confused? Go to the stars. In the darkest of the night, go to the stars. Learn your birth chart, okay? Learn where Lilith is. Learn what Chiron is. Learn these things. Learn where your Mars is, okay? Learn about yourself. Quit hiding from yourself. Let this information come in and free you from your old ways of thinking, free you from being who people told you to be. God bless our parents, right? I mean, they tried so hard. So few of them were actually unaware. One of the reasons that I really started to look into divination, astrology, why, is because I have two children. I have two very different children. I have a child who is very high functioning, and I have a child who is mentally lower functioning. Okay, and it was like, why are they like this? Why are they, why? The only place that you can get these answers is when you start to learn and really understand um, who they are. And you can learn this through astrology. You can learn this through cardology. If you don't have their birth time, cardology is a really great, easy way to go. Astrology, if you do know their birth time, man, if like my theory on parenting is understand who the child is and then parent the child according to who they are instead of who the kids I always thought that I'd have or who I want them to be. Okay, and then that way I can act and advocate for their best, for what their needs are instead of my egocentric ways. So the way that I meditate with this card, one of the ways, once again, is living more conscious than unconscious, letting the information come in through the crown and break you free from the concrete cavity, tower, restraint, jail, whatever. It's like free yourself from that and just let go. Let go. The tower moment appears at different times of our life when all of a sudden we have a conscious moment or feeling. And does it change everything? Pertaining to whatever the information and the download that you got is. Let's say it just hit you why this relationship that you're in is so unbelievably bad and why you continue to go back to it. Well, once you know why, you can change your behavior forever. I really believe that we're wandering around trying to answer the question of why. And once we know why, I think collectively we do better. We are better. But we need to know why before we make the change. In Babylon, or the Tower of Babylon fell and it confused all of the language. This is, to me, a card of confusion, inner confusion. And then all of a sudden having the clarity, and you are now free from the confined. Now, this card also says to me that this is what people are going to think of you, that you have lost your mind and you have completely jumped out of the normal, your normal everyday world, and like literally lost your mind. Okay, that crown is taken off, and people are like scratching their head thinking that you just joined the funny farm or you've lost all aspect of reality and whatever. And this card is also to let you know this is a card of enlightenment. Okay, and so it's like, don't worry about what they think, because they're still living in their tower if they're judging you. Because when a lot of times when you have this type of information and knowing come into your life, you most people can't understand it. The Tower. Meditate on clarity. Meditate on the openness of your consciousness. In a tarot reading, whatever the cards are around it, that would tell us much more. This is a very different way to use this card than in a typical tarot reading. However, this explanation, of course, pertains also in a tarot spread, depending on how the cards fall and match up. So that is a way of using the Tower card in meditation. The energy of it, do not fear it, welcome it in. I think that it comes in with way more of a blessing than anything. It's an inner knowing that you will not feel as if you have to explain to anybody. That's another part about being more conscious than unconscious, is when you understand, when your consciousness really starts to open, you don't get as upset about anything because you're so aware of how unaware most people are of themselves. You don't worry about it anymore. No, they don't understand you. That's okay. You understand them. You understand the limited beliefs and thinking, of where they are. So I hope that this inspired something new in your thinking. I hope this is makes you look a little bit forward to working with the Tower energy, and and that's it. The next card is the Star card. That's you. That's you and me. So that one's a fun one.